water is essential for life. It's the main component of all living things, essential for life. 70% of the human body's weight is water. In fact, the brain is has the highest water. Thirst is an indicator that you already are dehydrated. So I'm extremely dehydrated. I've been talking all day and I didn't want to really drink from this, but I had to because I'm so dehydrated. And did you know that practically everybody body function is dependent on water, and you need to replenish all your organs and your body functions all day long. Water is essential for life. We cannot survive without it. 5% loss causes lethargy, 10% loss causes confusion, 20% loss causes death. That is why they say chronic dehydration is really, really bad for you. Without water, your kidneys and other organs cannot function properly. Water is needed for the lubrication of all moving parts. Muscles, bones, tendons, joints, all need water. Digestive enzymes are transported into water medium. Water is needed to moisten the air we breathe, right? But we are so blessed, we didn't have to do that. A master did that for us, right? The master creator. Water is needed nasal membranes must be kept moist, and that's why the air we breathe needs that, and the creator knew that. Regulation of body temperature, and that's why we have a lot of different things that happen. Sometimes we tear up. Our body definitely needed some water relief, or some, we have all sorts of things happen in our bodies daily. Sometimes you'll go, oh, I never go to the bathroom so quickly after I drink water. Why did that just happen? Your body has natural mechanisms, and your body's natural mechanisms create and cause your kidneys either to expel water at that time or to store the water. Regulates your body processes. For 4/5 of blood is water. Important for proper bowel elimination. Have you noticed if you haven't drunk water for a couple of days because you've been so busy, you feel constipated? Yeah? You need water all the time. If you miss water for a day or two, you will be constipated. It's a medium for all chemical reactions, and it promotes a very healthy immune system. Thickening of the blood slows your circulation. I spoke about it when we discussed exercise. And this puts a strain on the pump. What's your pump? Your ticker. And it also accumulates toxic waste. So you don't drink water because you're too busy, you get constipated, and then you go, why am I feeling so heady? Like right now, I'm feeling a bit heady. Well, the accumulation of the toxic wastes, because you hadn't been to the bathroom. Mine's because I haven't drank enough. I'm talking and I don't want to keep stopping to drink. The average person eliminates 2 liters of water every 24 hours through the skin, lungs, kidneys, large intestine, speaking, laughing. Every time you speak, I've spoken today for how many hours? I have already released over 2 liters of water, and I haven't even had 2 liters come in. So that's how dehydrated I now am. The average person eliminates 2 liters. 2 liters. Now that is large, and we need to remember that. It's almost deathly. The body has 5 filtration systems designed to clean itself. Your liver, which is your chemical filter, but it's also your largest organ in your body. Right? Your liver. You need to keep your liver clean. I feel so sorry for children when their mothers give them lollipops and sweeties. Did you know that every time sugar goes into the body, it hits the liver straight away? That's the first place sugar goes, is into the liver. And then adults are feeding their kids with lollipops and stuff, and I just I say to my children, please don't give the kids chocolates and lollipops. They're our kids. And I say, I know they're your kids. You gave us. And I say, I didn't know what I know now. So look at you all. Save your kids. And they're like, oh, Mom. Your kidneys is the fluid filters. I call the kidneys the radiator of the body. It's the filters. Your lungs and airways are the air filters. Every time you're ill and you cough, your body, your cough is saying something that it needs to release, something that's happening in the airways, in the lungs. It's got to release that. And then what do people do? Expectorant. Let's take it. It stopped my cough. What's then happening in your system? Your cough is pushing out, expelling mucus, unblocking your mucus plugs, but you are stopping it with cough mixture, and you really shouldn't do that. Your spleen is the blood cell filter, and I mean, your body is incredibly made. Your lymphatic system is the intercellular filter. Now, with my students, medical missionary students, we've got 11 systems, and they learn every system, including the lymphatic system, the immune system, every system I teach them. And then I teach them how to know what system's broken down when you're sick. Because sometimes doctors give up and they say, I can't help you, I don't know what's wrong with you. And it's a circulatory system that's broken down. Or the nervous system. And the nervous system broken down will cause high blood pressure, and it will start causing heart murmurs. Just from the nervous system breaking down. People don't talk about these things. They don't know these things. Doctors don't know them. They send them home to die. I get a call, oh, my doctor sent me to die. Can I come? And I say, okay. Okay? What was that?
You said the doctor sent me to die.
Home to die.
Pretty much. Sent me home to die, sorry. And they give up. They say they can't do anything. But nevertheless, we can do everything for anything. You just have to have the confidence in your work. And we know everything can work out. Our food is digested and broken down into tiny elements to be used by your body for energy, repair, and other process. And during this process, there are elements of debris collected as well. So we need that flushing system, don't we? All of these unwanted cellular debris are recycled through these filtration systems. What are the filtration systems? Who can remember?
Liver, kidneys, spleen, lungs.
There you go, well done. And they can be discarded usually through the bowel and urinary tract. But what actually helps it go and be dispersed through this? There we go. I've got a great team of students in here. Well done. And that is why cleansing these filters as well as the colon is vital for our health. And it's only water, not Coca-Cola, not Pepsi Max, and not soda. Not coffee. Soda will kill you, coffee will kill you, and any of those lolly drinks. Now there are people who are rushed to hospital by ambulance and they are confused. What's going on? Their vitals look normal, everything looks normal. You know what they're finding? People who actually are drinking too much soda are passing out, and then they're dead within 3 hours. You know why? Because there's something in the sodas. What do they do to the sodas to make them? Carbonation. Carbonation will kill you just one day like that. So you can drink sodas, and then just one day, maybe 5 years, 10 years later, you'll drop because that stuff going into your system continually.
A lot of people are getting into the habit of having a sparkling water.
What's wrong with that? Soda water?
With which one?
Soda water.
Soda water.
Because it's carbonated.
Well, it's carbonated.
And what's in it? What's the chemicals?
It's that, I showed it to you earlier. Bicarbonate? No, not bicarbonate of sodium. It's sodium carbonate, yeah. And that is what affects the body. And coffee, ladies and gents, coffee is very, very unhealthy too. I'm not sure if you love coffee in this room, but really, look at it this way. We've got one young person in here. Everyone else, we at ages where we literally living in our maybe best 5 to 8 years. Once you get to 60, you get to 65, you're going to start getting sick. It goes without saying if you had an unhealthy lifestyle. It goes without saying. So when I say your last lucky 5 years, I mean that. I see sick people all the time. And when I speak to people and I say, as soon as you get to your 40s, everybody says, very unusual. That's when I got sick. I was 40.
Yeah.
At 40, this happened to me. At 40, that happened to me. For me, it was 45 when I collapsed and I lost my eyesight. But some people, their body waits until they get to maybe 60, 65.
But the body gives lots of signs.
Lots of warnings and signs.
Your collapse.
Lots of warnings before that stage. But we don't want to get to that. We don't listen. Our body gives us warning signs. So those warning signs are really, you need to listen to your body. And we see the young kids, they go out clubbing and they dance till early hours of the morning. Then they go home, they crash for 2 hours, their friends pick them up and they're gone again. Then that night they go out clubbing. Now I used to do that. I used to go out on Friday night and then I'd go home and sleep on Sunday night to get to work on Monday, just all weekend party. Not very often, but I did it. Yeah, my friends and I, we did that a few times. We would have major parties. And it was, we had, in fact, some actors from the US, their kids used to come party with us. So we used to have some major parties. But not often, but when we partied, we partied. So if for any reason the ability to remove waste is hindered, so how can you hinder that? What is one way you can hinder the ability to remove waste? What is the most important way? Not drinking enough water. Exactly. And coffee, yeah. Yeah. So the body is going to quickly die. Now, I had a woman come to me, or we went to a church one day, and this woman was sitting like this the whole time. And I'd said to her after church, I said, "Are you okay?" She said, "No. My eyes are so dry, I don't know what's going on." I said, "How long has this been going on for?" She said, "Oh, for a few months, but today's the worst. I don't know what to do." And she was going like that. She said, "And my head is aching." So I said, "What are you doing after church?" She said, "Nothing." I said, "Can we come to your house?" She said, "Sure." Remember? So we went to this lady's house. And I said to her, "Okay, let's sit down. I've got a few questions for you." I knew what the problem was. I said, "How much water do you drink a day?" She said, "Oh, maybe 1 cup a week." I said, "Do you drink anything else?" She said, "Yeah, I love tea and coffee." I said, "Wait." I went to the sink, I got a glass, I got water, I sat down next to her and I said, "I want you to drink a sip every 2 minutes." And I was going sip, sip. By the time I finished talking with her, which was a half an hour, I got a second glass. I looked at her and I said, "How are you feeling?" She said, "Strangely, really good." Her eyes had started lubricating, which water will do instantly. People with high blood pressure, the same thing. And I said to her, "And how's your head?" She said, "I hadn't even noticed, but no, I don't feel anything." So I said, "Do you know what's your problem?" She said, "No." I said, "You're chronically dehydrated." So I said, "That water's helped you." She said, "Wow, water!" I said, "From now on, I want you to drink 8 cups of water a day." 8 cups. Just that one I gave you 8. I said, and between now and the time you go to bed, every hour have a cup. She phoned me and said to me a week later, you don't know what you did for my life. I thought I was dying. Lack of water, dehydration.
So, Michele,
Yeah.
just about water. So
Yeah.
how much water is too much water? How much water?
You can drown yourself if you have about 4 to 5 liters a day, you can drown yourself.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want that amount of water.
No.
But if you're doing a fast day, you can double water. It's about 16 grams, correct me that, per body weight. If you're doing a fast day, cleanse.
Well, we don't believe in fasting dry. We fast with water and herbs.
You need to have 60.
No, because by the time you've had your water, which is every hour a cup, and you've had your 3 cups of herbs, which is 250, that's already 750 ml of water, which your herbs are water, plus your water every hour, that's all you need. You don't need any more than that.
That's about 3-4 liters.
No, I'd say about 2 liters.
2 liters in that.
About 2 liters.
You drink 1 cup an hour, so you count it from 8 in the morning till when you go to bed, say 10 at night.
Yes, so you have your lemon water. You have your lemon water in the morning when you wake up. Most people would have that around 6. And then, well, there you go. Okay, 8 o'clock, you have your lemon water. Then half past 8, you have your herbal tea, right? And then that's already what time? 8:30. So 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:00, 3:00, 4:00, 5:00. You've got your herbs in there. Take away 1 cup, you've got another 2 herbs. Take away 2 cups. So just say 10 all up. 10 times 250, 2.5 liters. That's it. That's all your body needs. You don't need any more. The smaller you are, the lighter you are, the less activity, the less you need. So when you fast, you actually take in less than if you were doing activities. When we fast people, we don't allow them to exercise the first 3 days. Water, herbs, no exercise. Then you have your grapes. Day 4, we allow you to do ambling. Day 5, apples, amble. Day 6, food added in, you walk. So we have a very systematic, or I have a very systematic way of healing, and that's why the body heals, because it's systematic, as Ingrid will tell
And
you.
the body needs the system.
Yes.
The hourly, it needs a routine.
Yeah, your body needs routine, and without routine, your body will get confused. And everybody who's come to see me that has healed, like in Sweden, my sister there, Astrid, who's done this program, she'll tell you it was so. And I said to her, if you do it in a very regimented fashion, you will have healing. If you don't, the success rate is 90%. 10% are those that don't follow properly. Yeah? So we have a massive, we just find it phenomenal. You can find, when I send you the YouTube, you can see cancer patients who've healed talking. We've got that lady with lots of diverse disease. And
YouTube channel called again?
can I put it on after? And then you can just check it out. So let's finish this because I only had 45 minutes, and then with the extra time left we can talk. Not drinking enough water has been linked with constipation. I've already said this. Kidney stones, overeating, dry eyes, mouth and skin. Oh, there we go. Dry eyes, mouth. That lady, exactly. Kidney stones. People always say, I've got kidney stones. What do I do? Chronic dehydration. Results of research published in the American Journal of Epidemiology shows that drinking high amounts of plain water is as important as exercise, diet, and not smoking in preventing heart disease. So it's so important for us. Water, other fluids, and fatal heart disease. They've done a study. I think I've already gone ahead of myself, remember? I talked about the other fluids. The whole blood viscosity, thickness, plasma viscosity, hematocrit, and fibrinogen, which are all risk factors for coronary heart disease, can all be increased by dehydration. For women, high intake, 5 glasses a day of fluids other than water showed greatly increased risk of coronary heart disease. Okay? And we have women these days who have a cup of coffee as soon as they wake up, they have another one as soon as they get to work, and then they have another one after lunch, and then they have another one on their way home. 4 coffees. And then they tell me they have a real severe problem with insomnia.
Yeah, and they also have bubble tea.
Bubble tea. Did you want to ask something?
That's
Yeah.
very popular.
Did you want to ask something, Tina?
Yeah, quick question for people like my mum and Martin. They got fluid restrictions.
Yeah,
because
fluid
they've got,
restriction,
say, you know, fluid in the lungs, or mum's got the heart issue.
Yeah.
I went through that for 3 weeks. Sort of
Now, my mum had the same. She had my mum had 2 heart attacks. And the doctors said, take your mum home, she's not going to live. So in front of my mum, I said, so you're telling me she's going to die soon? And this was the first time she came down to the property 8 years ago. And they said, yes, sorry, there's nothing we can do. So I said, okay, so anything I do with my mum now doesn't matter because she's going to die, right? The doctor said, yes. He said, come back and see me in 2 weeks. We drove her straight up to our property. She spent 2 weeks there. She had a problem with liquid. She had a lot of liquid on the heart. So I said to her, look, Mum, you've got a lot of liquid on the heart. I know you're scared, but if you listen to me, you're going to be all right, okay? She said, absolutely. We did everything that we should do, plus gave her liquid, not 2 liters, but we gave her liquid, and then I gave her all the liquid-forming fruits and foods. 2 weeks later, she went back, and the doctor said, what have you done? She said, I don't know, but I'm going to Switzerland. And he said, how did this happen? He said, no, I don't think you're going to travel. She said, yes, I'm going to Switzerland. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to be going next month. He said, no, I still don't think so. She went back to get checked up, to get on the flight, and he said, wow, you're amazing. My mum went to Switzerland, then she flew to Africa. She was jet-setting, Dubai, all over the show. So, they tell you these things, but unfortunately you just have to know what to give. So, just give me a few days, I will tell you what to do, yeah?
They put them on fluid retention medication.
Yes, I take them off that and I give them fluid retention foods. That's what I do. I put my mum on all fluid retention foods, took her off that. Coffee, soda, milk, caffeinated soda did not show statistically significant heart benefits. Initial effect of these fluids is to draw water out of the blood into the stomach so that their water concentration is similar to that of the blood and they can be digested. This causes at least a temporary increase in blood viscosity and increases the risk of blood clots. Do you understand why these drinks are so bad for us? In contrast to, sorry?
I was just going to say, there are studies that come out that say having 2 cups of coffee is good for your health.
They say all sorts of things.
I know.
They tell you all of that. But
You know who is paying for those promotions.
precisely, exactly. What I will ask you at that point is, do you remember what Bill Gates said about the COVID jab? How everyone needed it when it comes out. Who is the one that owns all of that? Who's the person that puts out the coffee? Do you know who owns all the coffee plantations? Do you know who owns all the meat factories? Do you know who owns all the dairy farms? All of the people who are involved with the hierarchy in the governments. Do you know who all the big bankers of the world are? Okay.
To the World Health Organization
Precisely.
Committee.
Do you know who he is?
They're run by the elites, though.
Who's who?
They're all the elites. Who's the advisor to the WHO? To the WHO? The World Health Organization. Who is the advisor? Do you know?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. How?
All the owners of
He's
the
the
big
biggest
companies.
benefactor. Yeah.
So that is why you get told 2 cups of coffee a day is good. And that is why doctors tell you you must have chemo when you have cancer. They earn $10,000 in Australia per 1 round of chemo. They make you go for a minimum of 18, 180,000 grand per cancer patient. Do you know my cancer patient who was here on the first night? And he gave the testimonial? His doctor tried to force him to have chemo. And he asked me, I met him in December. He stayed on our property for 11 days in March. He was supposed to be dead mid-March. 2 weeks later, he went for his cancer test. He's cancer-free.
Wow, that's
It's just like
He's cancer-free.
money like COVID, you get more money if you put COVID on the list.
That's exactly right, yeah.
It's $3,000 if it's normal death, it's $9,000 if it's COVID. What do you think they're not going to put down COVID?
Of course they'll put COVID. So drinking high amounts of water will thin your blood. It will reduce the risk of blood clots that can lead to heart attacks. Therefore, there is a considerable difference between drinking pure water and other fluids. Okay, let's pay attention. I've got my young students here that are talking a lot. This study shows that healthy people can reduce their risk of heart attack by half or more by drinking more plain water. Why would you drink carbonated drinks? Why would you drink coffee? When those are the things that's going to affect you. You may be okay now, even whilst you're in your 50s, but what's going to happen when you get into your 60s?
They say because they taste good and it's a habit, isn't it? They're habits.
It becomes addictive.
Habit, coffee and all.
Yeah, it's an addiction, it's a drug. In the doctor's book of medicine, coffee is labeled as a drug. Do they tell you that when you go to the doctor? No.
And a toxin, isn't it?
Because all of them are involved in the company.
Coffee and alcohol are the two most acceptable.
They're all involved. Benefits of drinking pure water is greater than drinking moderate amounts of alcohol or taking aspirin, which have both previously been identified with helping reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. Men who drank 3 to 4 glasses of water per day had a 40% reduction in risk of CHD, and women had a 43% reduction. Men who drank 5 glasses of water a day had a 62% reduction, and women had a 39%. Let's do questions at the end, is that okay? Knowing at the end, questions. Knowing when to drink water, I don't have time, I got to finish, we come back to that. Knowing when to drink water during the day is almost as important as actually drinking the water. You need a glass every hour. If your weight is bigger, it might be a glass and a half. If you are very big, it might be 2 glasses. It all depends on your weight and how much activity you're doing. The most crucial time to drink water is when you wake up in the morning. However, it needs to be warm. The reason why is when you wake up in the morning, your body is, your internal temperature is approximately 40 degrees. Between 37 and 40. Between 37 and 40. But when you actually drink cold water, it's like putting a hot pan under a cold tap and it goes psh. That's what happens in your gut when you take in something cold. Even generally drinking ice water. Australians are becoming like Americans. They drink ice cold everything. It's a very American thing. Ice, ice, ice. But what they're doing, they're shriveling the gut lining. And then people wonder why they have all sorts of leaky gut syndrome and all kinds of gut issues. Cold water, herbs, a lot of things can damage it. And that's why you hear training, because I can share these amazing truths with you. In the morning, as a matter of fact, it's best to have warm lemon water. That's what we do every morning, because the lemon balances your pH system, as you all know. You've been listening to me for quite some time. One of the most natural and healthiest ways for us to cleanse our body, both externally and internally, is just plain, simple water. Functions of water: externally, cleansing, relieves pain, you have gas, liquid and solid, steam, water and ice. Now we use steam for inhalations. Now that's the one thing we have is the steam tent, which was good. Steve used it during COVID. It's great for clearing your airways as well as your lungs and everything. And in the steam tent, I also add either onion or garlic or both, or eucalyptus is great. Ginger is good too. Eucalyptus is great. For me, I like the onion and the garlic and the ginger. What I put in, we put out as well. And it's amazing. Just liquid, just water, good in and out. Ice, water, hot and colds. We do the hot and cold bathtubs. And that's what we're going to be doing on the property when everyone comes. We're going to do rotations. We're going to have massages. We're going to have hot and cold steam baths and things. And we're going to also use just a little spa where people can just sit and relax and get their bodies warmed up. And we just want to teach people a lifestyle that's simple and cheap. Even the spa, people buy $5,000 spas. Ours was under $1,000, but it's a spa. So warm, it's exactly the same temperature. In fact, it's more comfortable. The bottom is not hard. Big spas that are $5,000 are hard, and when you sit, they're hard. Ours is nice and soft in the base. It's thick, soft. Warm to hot water used externally has dramatic effects. As a matter of fact, people who are diabetic, if they have a warm bath every night, will help type 2 diabetes. It soothes the nerves, equalizes the circulation, overcomes congestion, causes easier respiration, relaxes muscles. So warm to hot, followed by cold. That's the hots and the colds, right? It invigorates your whole system. Sometimes people say to me they can't sleep. In fact, the first night we were here, we had a lady who couldn't move her arm. She was like that and she was blocked, and she said she was in so much pain for weeks. I made her do the hot and colds. She came to see me last Monday when we had and I said, how's your arm? She said, no more pain.
Yeah.
She just did the hot and colds. Perfect, amazing.
But there is a timing to that.
You've got to stick to the right time. 3 minutes, 1 minute. If you do it wrong, it helps increasingly but slower. Over time, it increases blood volume. We want nice, healthy blood. Life is in the blood. Increases red cells by 20 to 35%. Increases white blood cells by 200 to 300%. This is just a warm to hot bath. Increases speed of circulation by dilating and contracting surface vessels. What is the hot water actually doing? It's pumping your blood vessels. So why do we do hot and cold? What's all that about? Exactly. Precisely. So it's pumping, it's increasing the speed circulation, and then you put them into the ice bath, and then the blood vessels go.
And also you feel it.
You feel it in your feet, yeah. And then you put them back in the hot water and it pumps again. And then you put them in the cold and everything stops. But they feel it, they go, oh, everything is starting to pull. Is it okay? Am I okay? And I say, that's exactly what it's got to do. And then I explain to them, 5 rounds, 35 minutes of hot and cold water equals to 2 hours of exercise. It's incredible. Incredible. The reason about 5 rounds, it's approximately 35 minutes because it's 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. No, it's 5 4s because it's 3 and 1. So it's 5 4s, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Would they still work in a shower?
Yeah, you do the hot and cold shower, absolutely. Now that is why my cancer patients are healing. They can't exercise, but I'm exercising them. Do you get it? So they're getting the exercise. I give them nutrition. Extreme cold, extreme hot. So people don't understand. They think my methods are crazy, but there's methods to my madness.
Would that help with skin?
Yes.
Like extra stuff?
Yeah. Let me finish, guys. Write all your questions down. Increases white blood cell, increases speed circulation. Hence, it's like sports. Come on, young boys there. relieves pain and nervous irritation. Internally, transportation and balance of nutrients. It helps to transport. It removes waste material from the tissues of the body via the lymph blood. And I know this sounds like, oh, this is a lot. Well, here's hydrotherapy break. Oh no, we're going to quickly go through and try and finish. Regulation of body temperature, maintains viscosity of blood. 4/5 of the blood is water. Saliva content is 90%. Water is needed to moisten the air we breathe, lubricates cushions. Your joints are lubricated with water. Every time you move, that's meaning it's lubricated so we can move. Have you heard people say, I woke up so stiff I couldn't move?
Yeah.
Why do you think they're stiff? Lack of water, chronic dehydration. Why do you think people are getting severe arthritis and all their body is mingling? Not only lack of water, it's lack of nutriment, lack of good nutrition and everything. Toxins can't come out. The water assists with toxins coming out. And then you see their fingers are all mangling and all. Get them onto this program. So I'm going to ask everybody to bring people to the next program. You all hear the program. You can tell people how amazing the program is. It's really an amazing program. Maintains the mucous membranes. Have you heard people say, oh, every day I wake up and I'm full of mucus? The mucous membranes can't be, but I think we discussed that already. But we know what yours is from because you drink water, you're doing mostly the right things, but I think we need to make, Snapshot of kidney disease. There's still no cure for kidney failure. Dialysis and transplant are the only treatment. But we can save the kidneys when we know there's a kidney problem. Kidney and urinary tract problems are the cause of 8.4 million visits to the doctor each year. UTIs are extremely popular, common, too common, and it's all because of lack of water. And if they only drank enough water, it could stop. 500,000 Australians have impaired kidney function and they don't even know it. They only find out when the doctor says, we need to put you on dialysis. And that's very sad. Once you go on dialysis, your life is now belonging to the hospital. Because it's hospital visits, dialysis, home. You've got to be on a stringent diet. You've got to really cut down on everything. Do you think the doctors tell you that? No. They just send you back home and you go back and you eat the same food.
They teach them to do dialysis at home.
Exactly. They've got home dialysis nurses now.
One of my cousins, he was a Coca-Cola drinker. And he's very young. He's on dialysis.
Lifetime risk, 1 in 10 for men. Sorry, let me go through, we'll come back at the end. 1 in 35 for men, 1 in 10 for women suffering from kidney stones, lack of water. An organ comprised of about 1 million filtering tubes, each one closely coupled to its own blood supply. Each kidney weighs about 150 grams and is about the size of your fist. And that's the size of your brain. So indications, our hands tell about our internal organs. Your liver, just look at your hand size. It gives you a lot of indications of your internal organs. Each kidney weighs about 150 grams, size of your fist. For organs so small, they have a number of vital roles to play. Hence, you need to feed them properly with what they need to remove waste from the body. Nutrients that cannot be used by the body become toxic and need to be removed from the blood. But how can it when your own organs are not functioning for you? Helps to control blood pressure, aids in the production of red blood cells as well. Controls body chemistry by regulating the amounts of salt, water and other chemicals circulating in your body. People are eating way too much salt. They eat beef jerky. They're eating French fries. They're eating, what was those things they were eating there today? loaded with sodium. And you know, then some people say, no, they're healthy food. Look on the pack of, what was that stuff?
Prosciutto is salty too.
Exactly, Doritos. All of those packet foods, they packeted, which means they can live long. Why? They're preserved. That's not real food. So my husband and I only eat real food. We live on whole food. Let me tell you what was interesting. Yeah, we love food too, but we made a decision that we're going to rather try and live our last years out healthfully so that we don't have our children. My stepfather, I was cleaning him. Is that a nice thing for a stepfather to have his stepdaughter clean him? And every night I had to put a bag on his penis? That's sad. We don't want our children doing that. So I've written the book, Eat to Live, rather than Live to Eat. There's a book coming out called Eat to Live. There's a book coming out called A New Start. And
Way of thinking as well.
yes. It helps to keep our bones strong and healthy. The kidneys play a role in the absorption of vitamin D. So for us, loving food, I'll just go back there. It's such an important point you said, we love food. Do you know my children love food? Everyone loves food. We'll go to cafes with our kids. You must see how they gorge themselves. And our 2 daughters are big girls. They gorge themselves. And they say, oh, come on, Mom, look how skinny you are. You need to eat. And I go, no, thank you. Yes, I'm eating, but they like, you know.
I've seen a little old lady, not a big old.
Exactly. And I'm seeing big girls, very big girls. Puffy eyes, ankles, a general feeling of being unwell, pain in the kidneys, tiredness, discomfort when passing urine and frequently passing blood in the urine. These are all the signs of kidney disease. Signs of dehydration, we talked about earlier, headaches, lightheadedness, flushed skin, constipation. I think we know it all by now. How much should you be drinking a day? This is approximate. 9 to 12 years old, 1.5 liters. 5 to 8 years old, 1 liter. Right? This is for children and teenagers. And adults and teenagers over 13, a minimum of 2 liters. It's at least. Now, it depends on your weight and height. So for my weight and my height, I only need about 1.5 liters of water. Some of you may weigh more and you're taller than me, you would maybe need 2 liters of water.
And the season as well.
The season, winter you need a bit less, summer more because you don't sweat as much. Summer you need more. If you go and do an activity like when you rode the bicycles yesterday, you needed more because you were releasing water. I've been talking all day, I actually needed more water. I've already released 2 liters just speaking. And I need to replenish that tomorrow and I'm feeling it. I can already feel it. Always drink water before physical activity. Keep a water bottle and glass readily available at work. Do not put ice like this glass shows. Keep a water bottle on your bedside table. No, I disagree. That's in there because I used to believe that. I don't anymore. When you lay flat, your organs go flat. See, I'm evolving as I'm training year after year and I'm adding and removing stuff. So when you go to bed at night, your last water should be an hour before bed. Yes. The reason why you're thirsty through the night is because you didn't have your water intake during the day, or last thing in the evening you had a lot of salt. So when we eat like late, 7:30, and we have olives are really salty. I have to have water even up to bed because I'm going water, water, water. Do you understand why we shouldn't eat past 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, your last water, you should be asleep by 9 p.m., 8 p.m. have your last cup. Go to bed at 9 p.m. Why do I say 9 p.m.? Your body heals itself between 9 p.m. and midnight. Have you ever heard the saying, every hour before midnight is worth, it's worth much more than after midnight. So your body repairs itself of everything that went wrong the day before. So whatever happened to your body, or you're sick, you've got an illness, your body repairs itself between 9 p.m. and midnight. So I say to everybody, make sure you're in bed by 9. Women are created stronger in the natural physical sense. Men are built with strength to do the lifting and the carrying for their families, but our bodies can handle more, hence we give birth. Hence we can wake up all hours of the night, look after the baby, and still wake up to a grumpy old man because he's tired, because the baby cried all night, yet you heard it and fed it all through the night.
That's right, every 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do we have a high life expectancy women compared to men?
Women actually, our life expectancy is higher than men, but we do age quicker and we do mature faster, but our expectancy is higher. And that's, you can see it in men. They age slower, even mentally. And I'm saying it without joking. I'm serious. They age slower, not only physically but mentally as well. But we have the stronger constitutions.
Women, that's coming down a bit now with women working in high pressure jobs.
It's changing because it's nutrition as well, but a lot of women won't like me for this. I'm not a woman's liber. I do not believe in women's liberation. I believe we were given roles. A man should be the leader of the family. And I think women must not be subservient to their men, but I think women's role is the woman of the house. Now, I'm doing that because the man is the leader, but the woman is the leader in certain other things of the home. Like a husband should never go and buy a bedroom suite. I think any woman would be like, what's just happened there? Yeah, so, you know, I say the husband is the, I have a thing that I do. What do they call, you've got the president of the country, then you've got the finance guy. What is he called? No, there's another name. The finance minister. So I say husbands are the financial ministers and the women are the home ministers. But we are the minister of home, you know, of the home and of home affairs. Thank you, you got it. We're the ministers of home affairs. So we both have important roles, but I'm coming back to women's liberation. Women have made a decision they want to be equal with men. They want to earn equal, they want to be equal. They're even playing footy and things, which to me is like, nah, come on, women, be women. And then they wonder why they're not treated like ladies. You know, then they go, oh, but he did this and that to me. Well, dress different. Be different. Be a woman. Do you want to be treated like a lady? Act like a lady. Don't go walking around like you same as him. You know, they want to be butch and then they agitated. So I don't agree with that. And we came off our topic of water. I don't know how did we get to women's liberation? Somebody said something and I needed to answer. Yeah.
Jobs have all changed now.
Oh yes, Steve talked about how jobs have changed in life expectancy. And then Ingrid said that food also has changed. But yeah, I truly believe women have let go of being women. Back in the day, women were women.
I also say that is because personally, from personal experience, when you see the men not taking the place of their men position, the woman is not option but to take that position.
So much confusion in the world.
Yeah.
So there is a lot that we want to be more female and more
Feminine and woman, yeah.
but we're not able to because
Yeah.
we gotta take that role of men.
No, you're very right. I'm going to use a very small example. My husband will be all right with this. There was a time when I was taking the lead role and doing things and making decisions and doing things. And one day my husband said to me, you know, I'm finding you seeming to wear the pants a lot. And then I said to him, okay, can I give you an example of why? And I said, this, you leave it to me. This, you leave to me. I said, you don't even, when I married him, he had 2 young girls. I dealt with, I was helping, I was helping him with, you know, a lot of the stuff for his kids and all. And I said, so you've given me the reins. So I kind of thought that's what you wanted. And then he said to me, actually, you know, I didn't realize it, you're right. He said, so I'll take the reins back. And I said, thank you, I'll let it go. I've got enough to do. So I said, so if you can just do those things, it will help me, because it's a lot to do. But if things aren't done, women tend to, we need things happening at home, not yesterday. I mean, not tomorrow, but yesterday. So we do things. Yeah. But men are different as well. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Men need to feel needed. And if we do that, we also crush them. So there's times that we both have to look seriously at what we're doing. And that's why when I counsel couples, I'm very particular about listening to both. And communication is key. So anyway, back to water. I now need water. So water, 2 glasses of water before breakfast. If you have your lemon water in the morning, I like to have lemon water, and I like to top it up with another cup and have it. That's 2 before breakfast. And then 2 to 3 glasses during the morning. Remember I said every hour? Yeah. That's 2 to 3 glasses till lunch. And then 2 to 3 in the afternoon. There again, and then 1 to 2 during the evening till bed. There's your water intake, right? So when perspiring visibly, you will need to drink more than 8 glasses. I've done about 8 there, which 8 times 250, that's 500. No, it's exactly 2 liters. 8, there we go. May prevent urinary, that was slow, I did it, but I was slow. May prevent urinary tract infections if you don't have enough. We need to raise the amount of fluids excreted from the body, ensures the flushing out of more bacteria.
Yeah. You can see by the colour of the urine.
You can see by the colour if you're dehydrated. Also,
the smell.
Yeah. You know when you have flatulence? Some people eat and they do things and then they go, oh, I don't know why it gave me the buildup of flatulence. That's bacteria. You can flush it out with liquid. So drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water a day reduces the incidence of infections in women. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes more concentrated, which can irritate the bladder. Cut salt concentrations. That speaks for itself. I'm just going to finish now. Stops fluid retention. You know how the doctors, they stop the older people drinking water?
That's right.
It actually is helping to drink more. If you drink sufficient amounts of water every day, you remove excess salt.
And also,
so they don't tell them to stop the salt. They say don't drink too much water. They should just stop the salt. Do you understand my point?
And it doesn't help for them to flush all
No,
the other stuff.
everything else is not being flushed. Then they've got all the meds they on, so they're full of chemicals, toxins, and they're even more sick.
And that's
So
how they get more sick.
exactly. So what else do we know about water? This is often mistaken for hunger. Overweight people need water. Every time you go, oh, why am I hungry? I only ate 2 hours ago. You're thirsty. Have water. Okay? Every time you drink coffee, alcohol, tea, cola, you need an extra glass. I actually say you need, if you have a bottle of Coke, you need to replenish it with 8 glasses of water because there's 22 grams of sugar, and you need to flush that. Children aged 2 to 5, 75% drank milk. This is the research that was done. 53% drank juice, 34% drank soft drink. Where is the water? Where's the water? Children aged 12 to 17, the boys and the girls, 63-49 milk, juice, soft drinks. Where's the water? 1994 Harvard University study showed a strong association between cola and bone fractures. And don't forget, Coca-Cola had a massive amount of sugar, but their marketing was Coca-Cola had the biggest budget in the world for marketing. Even Michael Jackson did their ads. Massive budget, massive budget.
And it destroys your teeth.
Absolutely. It's got phosphorus. I always say to people, exactly. I always tell people, take 2 plants, buy 2 exact plants, water one with Coke and water one with water, and watch what happens. No, I'm serious. And then I say to them, why would you put Coke in your body? Did you see what happened to your plant? Drinking water, how, when and why. I've already told you about that. Yeah. Good, fresh water. Now, I know you ladies drink Kangen. You have a Kangen machine at home. I'm a very strong believer in simple and cheap. I believe we can have very similar results to Kangen if we squeeze lemon in our water. So for me, Kangen water is a machine that's about, it alkalizes the water. So, you know, for me, I would just pour a bottle of water, squeeze lemon juice in, cut a few slices, put it in, sip that through the day, and I've got my Kangen water. I was close to actually getting one. And then I thought to myself, it doesn't make sense, because what I teach is do everything simple and cheap so everyone can afford it. How can I teach that and people come to my house and I've got a Kangen machine?
It is a good investment though, it does last.
Well,
You could look at it that way.
yes, but because I'm teaching it, I'm contradicting myself. Like, I've got sauna, I've got spas, I've got all of that because I didn't know this stuff before. But for me to go out and buy a Kangen machine now would be wrong. However, all the stuff I have, I use just because I have it. But when I get cancer patients and people, they're dying. So it's urgency, emergency, and I use it. But anyway, thank you so much. You know, water is an essential part of life, whether it comes from a bottle or a tap. It will help your kidneys, it will help your teeth, your wallet, and your waistline. You know, many mothers today in hospitals stop breastfeeding. They say, I couldn't produce milk.
Yeah, but it's water.
Precisely. In Switzerland, as soon as you have a baby, they come to your bedside and they come with anise. What's fennel? Fennel tea, and they come with a jug of water. And you have to finish it. If they come back at a certain time, they go, why isn't your water finished and your tea? No, you've got to finish all this. You make sure you have it within the next half an hour, and so you've got to now go half an hour. So you may as well just do what they teach you. That's in Europe. They don't do that in Australia. Everyone, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to those of you on Zoom. Thank you to those of you who are watching the replay, and thank you to everybody who's here tonight. It's been wonderful talking to you about exercise and water.